Play different.
Greetings, fellow Mac addicts. In this video, we're looking at Solitaire Till Dawn by Rick Holzgrafe. Now, Solitaire isn't the most exciting thing to watch, and I did consider setting up a webcam so you can watch me play Strip Solitaire, but I decided I didn't want to lose that many subscribers. Besides, the story of Solitaire Till Dawn is an interesting one on its own. So watch on, I solitaire you. Solitaire Till Dawn, first released in 1991, has always been Holzgrafe's biggest hit. In fact, he's never stopped developing it, and is still available today. I'll link more information below. But the game actually started as something else. A program called Solitaire Construction Kit. It was going to allow a user to create and play their own solitaire games. At the time, it seemed to Holzgrafe that most solitaire games were just variations on a few very simple patterns. So it seemed pretty easy to make a program that knew all these patterns and let users select which ones to use. But once he started, he realized most really good solitaire games don't fit into standard patterns. Instead, they would often have some weird rule or other that sets them apart. And by trying to accommodate all these weird rules, the user interface quickly went from simple to ridiculously complex. So much so that only a program would have been able to use it. And with that realization, the Solitaire Construction Kit was abandoned. He instead used the experience gained from this project to write Solitaire Till Dawn. And while it didn't allow users to make their own games, he had learned how to make the internal logic complex and flexible enough that he could program almost any solitaire, no matter how weird, into the game. And this has remained true of all later versions of Solitaire Till Dawn. Holzgrafe remembers one competitor that offered an amazing 200 different kinds of solitaire, but they all turned out to be variations of Klondike. It had nothing like the variety found in Solitaire Till Dawn. There was also a commercially published version of Solitaire Till Dawn called Solitaire Mania. The story behind it is that Holzgrafe was contacted by Nova Development, who wanted to publish a CD-ROM version of the game. Both parties agreed that it wouldn't share any artwork with Solitaire Till Dawn, it would have a different name, and the license would be non-exclusive. Unfortunately, Holzgrafe made very little money from the deal. This is because the publisher offered it as a bonus to people who bought other products, and these quote-unquote sales were accounted at a price of $1 each. It did teach him important lessons about license agreements though, and he's had much better luck licensing his board game designs. I just want to mention that this really is a very good solitaire game. There is a lot of variety, especially with the modern incarnation of the game, and it has a very slick, easy to use interface, making it a great solitaire game for your classic Mac or your modern one. And that is the story of Solitaire Till Dawn, a game that will have you playing solitaire until the very early hours of the morning. Ah, that's why it's called that.